Hello, my name is Dr. Kubit, and today's String Tip Tuesday is about preparing the mind and the bow. Before you even put the bow onto the string, you need to know what kind of sound you want to imagine. So creating music starts even before the instrument is up. What kind of sound do you want to create with your bow once the bow gets on the string? Do you want it to be a more angular or warm or bright sound? Do you want it to have a more vowel or consonant sound? And there's lots of ways that we can create these sounds before the bow even starts moving. So where are you going to place the bow on the string, and the amount of weight and the contact points can all help in how to create that sound. It's also really important to make sure that you set the bow on the string before you start playing. So I'm looking for like a warm sound here, or maybe if you want a more angular sound. Or do I want to start with only one string rather than starting on two strings? So those are really important ideas of what to think about before we even set the bow on the string. You might see some musicians and they're just placing the bow on the string really quickly. But what you might not notice is there's like a microsecond or a hair of a second that they're placing the bow on the string before they play. We really need to make sure that the string is being grabbed by the bow before we play with the bow. We really need to make sure that there's that friction to make sure that the string can vibrate. So placing the bow on the strings are very important, and when you're playing these chords, really make sure that you know exactly where your bow is being placed on the string. And now that we know what kind of sound we need for the beginning of the note, we also need to see what kind of sound we want for the rest of the note. Are we going to continue the warm sound that we're creating for the rest of the note? Are we going to die off? Are we going to create the energy to go forward and propel us to the next note? So there's lots of important ways to prepare the bow, prepare to think, but we need to start all of this before the bow even touches the string. It's really great to have these ideas before we start on an instrument, and that will help us create really beautiful musical ideas.